We are now recording. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. The official name hasn't been determined as of yet. I think we're going to go with Couch and Chat. But anyway, hello, Rene. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Hello, everyone. How are you tonight?
We're pretty good, I think. Rene, we've been friends for a long time.
Yes,
right?
we have.
Rene is a pre-med here at UCLA. He's a fourth-year biology major.
And a minor in cognitive science.
Don't forget that. You can't forget that. So we met a long time ago during my freshman year. How did we meet again?
Man, that's a interesting story.
How did that happen? I forgot how that happened.
No, honestly, I don't remember either.
Oh, wait.
Wait. You say what you...
Okay, so I think the first time we met, it was a thing called Mecha, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
oh my god.
What does Mecha mean?
Mecha, okay, so... It's funny because you saw me there for the first time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what it was. So basically what happened was I had an older friend from my same high school who went to UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of helping me out, getting from the ground and stuff.
Right.
And then he's, I don't know, he didn't start it, but he was in the committee for that club, and he's just like, hey, come if you want to come kayaking. So
cool.
What is it? I think it's just something that to help the Latino population, minority.
And why I was there? I don't know why I was there. So that's how we met. So we were kayaking together, and that's how we met, and we became friends from there on.
Actually, no, it's funny too because we were the only ones with GoPros.
Oh yeah.
Remember we both
I
think that summer before going into college, I bought myself a GoPro with a little headband and everything.
Right,
cool. And see Jason over here.
Yeah, I had a GoPro too. We both had our headbands ready to film, our kayaking adventures, and it was really, really fun at the time. Right now, it's not as fun, but it was fun at the time because we were freshmen. But anyway, so today we're going to talk about being pre-med here at UCLA. Pre-med has a negative connotation to it, especially here at this school, in my opinion. What do you think? Yeah?
It's, I guess, how you look at it. Either you can look at it from an inside perspective or an outside perspective. Both are probably negative. So.
Yeah. Pre-med at this school is very tough. It's not something to, take lightly. And I think, all things considered, Rene and I have been pre-med for 4 years of our college career. So we're fourth years now, and we started initially with, all of our friends pre-med, and, it's our fourth year now, and I think it's just
slowly dwindles.
Not even a handful anymore. It's just one or two people left that I think I know personally that are still pre-med.
Oh yeah, same.
Right?
Probably just very few.
Yeah, so it's a tough road, and it takes a lot of soul searching, to decide if this is the right path for someone. And, it's very tough, and once you get to your fourth year, you start to realize different things, and if the sacrifices are worth it. But anyway,
ups and downs.
There's a lot of ups and downs. That's college. So I want to ask you a few questions, Rene, because we're both pre-med. Well, I'll get to my story later, but right now we're both pre-med. So Rene, when you got into college, did you always know you were going to be pre-med?
Wow, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel I guess I don't want to bring too much, but just being as a first gen student, I was just excited to go to college. I was a biology major, so there's nothing else to do. I guess you do research and stuff, but whatever. So I was pre-med, but I can 100% say that I did not know what that meant or how I should be acting. Yeah. So
As did I. I think during my first year when I was pre-med, I didn't really take it as seriously as I should have, as compared to other people who were actually serious. I partied a lot, hung out with friends a lot, wasted a lot of time. I wasn't just I wasn't in tune to how rough the academics were going to be, because I remember my first, chemistry class and
14A.
14A.
Oh my god. People have nightmares.
I still have nightmares. I didn't get the greatest score. I got my first I forgot. I don't even know a score, but I remember coming from high school, always getting A's, and probably you too. When I got my first, C, D I don't fucking remember. But whatever that score was, I remember I was super sad, and it was reality hit me in the face basically, and college was going to be something else, especially being pre-med. That was something else.
Actually, I remember Chem 14A.
Yeah.
I took it my fall quarter, so it was the first quarter here at UCLA. Mm-hmm. That one and an English class that, you know, I just taken for GE. Mm-hmm. 14A hit me like hard. I remember I got my midterm back. I got probably a 50 out of like 112, so it was like a straight 50%. Yeah. I was going to fail the class. And also my English class, there was only 3 essays. I got C's on both, and they were like, oh yeah, if you don't get a B or higher, you're going to fail this class. Mm-hmm. I was like, what am I going to do? I'm going to fail 2 classes. It's the first quarter. So I actually had to drop English, and I focused on chem, and I passed it. So
as did I, you know.
That was just
it was
first
tough.
Quarter.
Yeah, it was a rude introduction to like the college experience. Do you think your high school adequately prepared you for this? Because I know you mentioned before, like, oh, you're first generation, as am I. Do you think it accurately or adequately prepared you for UCLA?
Interesting. I was just thinking about this the other day. Mm-hmm. You know, just thinking about like that transition and whatnot. If it's really the school's fault, or it's like, you know, our fault too, because I just feel like maybe high school, you can get away with a lot of things, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And it's kind of like how you take it. Mm-hmm. You know, like my high school wasn't the best, I could say that, like definitely, but that doesn't mean, you know, that like they put in the work and stuff. Like I just found ways, loopholes and whatnot.
Loopholes, yeah.
So, and it really, you really find out in the end, you know. Mm. So I guess no.
Yeah. No, I think I'd say the same thing for me. I don't think my school adequately prepared me either. You know, we come from similar area, well, not similar areas, he's from NorCal, I'm from SoCal, but both of our high schools were in a place where, you know, education wasn't a priority, and I think many of our peers were less focused on gunning towards higher education, and it's just hard when you don't have that support network or people to look up towards, and I guess the teachers at my school didn't really care as much. Maybe a few did, but not everyone cared. And, you know, people weren't trying to go to college. People were just trying to get a job. And, you know, I don't think my high school prepared me at all. Well, I don't want to say at all. I want to give them some credit. But in general, like, for the majority of college, I don't think high school prepared me for anything. I had to learn everything by myself. Like, it was being thrown off, like, the deep end of the ocean for the very first time and not knowing how to swim and just, you know, trying to float and drowning. Yeah, that's, like, an accurate analogy, I think I would say for this.
Right, but we swimming now.
Yeah, we swim, right?
Mac Miller right there.
Yeah? I didn't get the reference.
No. Okay.
But I don't listen to Mac Miller, but big fan. Rene's a big fan.
Yes, R.I.P.
R.I.P., yeah. Pay the respects. But anyway.
Press F for respect.
Press F for respects. Anyway, so what do you think you learned in regards to studying? Like, how did you adapt and study as you started getting older in college?
That's a really good question too. Mm-hmm. I feel like those are some questions that like high school students should really like take to heart. Mm-hmm. You know, because like we really struggled from like day one, you know, and just got out of it. Yeah. Or I mean, we're still in it, but like
still struggling.
Still, you know,
it's a little easier now than before. I mean, I graduated valedictorian in my high school. I think you graduated salutatorian. So we were top of our class. Like, we had our shit down at our high schools.
Yeah, and for us, we're just like, what the fuck?
Like, what the fuck is going on when we got into UCLA? It's fucking crazy because it doesn't. I don't know. I guess our high schools didn't really prepare us because, you know, it happens when you're like in a low income community and you have, you know, less. I don't want to... Resources, yeah, that's the word. I didn't want to make this like a political or race thing. But less resources compared to other high schools. And, you know, we, you know, received the blunt end of the stick and, you know, we're here today. We're still surviving. So we're about to graduate soon. That's good. But what were we talking about?
Oh, you're asking me what kind of like...
Oh, yeah, ways to study, how to adapt.
Yeah. So, I would say one of the definitely... biggest things was utilizing AAP, which is like this like tutoring kind of organization that UCLA has for like people with underprivileged backgrounds. That was really good. Like they offer like people like students that are like 1 or 2 grades higher than you who've taken the class and gotten the A, so they know the professor and all that stuff. They actually kind of like tutored like the class while it's going on, and it's really really helpful because they give out worksheets and all this stuff, and like just the things that you would like have like roadblocks in the class, they kind of help you out because they just took it,
Yeah.
So like that was probably number one. That saved my ass,
agree.
like 100%.
Yeah. All those tutors, most of them have gotten A's in the courses, so they're a pretty reliable way of like learning the information, and they also have the resources, worksheets, and stuff like that. They also have past tests sometimes, so that's really helpful.
Yeah, and then all of them are super smart, super friendly. Honestly, like 9 out of 10 of them are in med school already, right?
Yeah.
Like they're just it's a really good like community that they have right there for at UCLA.
Yeah, so that AAP has been really helpful.
Yeah.
But I'm going to segue into a deeper question. I don't know if you're ready for this.
Okay.
Do you ever question where your drive comes from? Because I know you want to go into medicine. And actually, let's backtrack a little bit. Let's talk about...
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, let's talk about what are your goals now? Because you're a 4th year, right?
Yeah.
Medical application cycle is already going on. Like, what are your plans? What's the game plan for you?
So for me right now, so I, first of all, GPA stuff. So that's, still doing school. Second, MCAT. I just took it last month. So I'm,
How was that?
it was a trip. I get to tell you that,
Yeah.
But it makes you a stronger person afterwards, I definitely feel more, like solid, with what I know. Anyways, so that's that.
Actually, we were in Vegas for New Year's, and this guy was literally studying every minute of the MCAT. Like when we were driving, when we were going home, when we were going to Vegas, he was studying for the MCAT because his test was when was
January 18th.
Yeah,
I will never forget that day.
he was studying his ass off, and I just remember being so triggered. Like, damn, he's really taking in all this information. But anyway, continue on.
That. So that's those 2 big things. The next thing is like letter of recs. I have good amount of people that I can ask for. I just gotta do that. And then cycle starts this June.
Right.
I was not applying. I mean, I was not like trying to apply this cycle because like I feel like personally I'm just not ready. Like it's a big step, and it's always like if you're ready then do it. Like there's no time. So I really do feel like I need another year to just get myself together.
Prepare the application.
Experience, and prepare the application as well. So I was planning to apply next cycle, but I don't know. I've also had a lot of people tell me, maybe you should just apply now just for the sake of it. So I'm still kind of like, seesawing between those 2 ideas.
Right.
But yeah.
But leading to the bigger question, do you ever question where that drive comes from?
Shit. I guess, yeah, you're right. Like, sometimes, you don't know where it comes from. Like, is it, your parents, or is it, like, yourself, or is it just, like, like some sort of, like, plateau that you made for yourself, and you just have to reach it because that's who we are, we get this far. So, yeah, I mean... Maybe I don't question it myself because it's just like as long as the drive's there, then it's going.
It's going, we're going, we're gassing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of influences to take into account that might be, influencing that decision. And, parents are a big role, friends are a big role, your environment are a big role. It's a big role. So, yeah, it's very important to keep that in mind. Okay, so some more logistical questions about being pre-med.
Wait, so you should answer these questions for yourself.
Oh, myself. Oh, shoot, you're right. Good idea.
So first, what's your direction right now?
Okay, so
as a 4th year.
So funny story. This is gonna be a long story. So last quarter, I had my last pre-med requirement, which was biochemistry. If you remember, Rene was help tutoring me during the entire time because he took it a year before, and I was asking him for help like constantly, right?
Those were some times.
Those were some bad times. I was studying.
We partied every Thursday. Let's go.
Every time we partied, we'd still be studying like beforehand, but it was insane. But anyway, I had to do some serious soul searching during my fall quarter last year, and I decided after taking biochemistry and just like. I was just questioning what I was learning. Yeah, biochemistry is very important for the human body, and knowing these pathways and what chemicals do, all that stuff is very important to understanding how your body works. But what I was learning in that class, I started to question, like, why am I learning this? Because, I don't know, I just had this sudden loss of interest, if that makes sense. I started questioning if I wanted to go to medical school. I started questioning, like, why am I a science major? Why am I doing this? And it's just, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that, you know, being a fourth year, you're about to graduate and you start getting, like, confused about, you know, what I'm going to do after graduation, where I'm going to live. Like, am I going to work? Am I going to, you know, spend another couple of years preparing this application for medical school? And what happens after we get into medical school? Am I going to stay another 10 years, like 4 years of school and 4 years of residency? All this stuff, all these questions. We had a lot of debate and a lot of talks about this situation. And after that quarter, it's our winter quarter now, so I guess 5-6 weeks later, after fall quarter, I decided that at the moment that I'm no longer pre-med. So this may not apply. Like, this podcast probably doesn't apply. Like, anything I say doesn't apply to this podcast.
Hey, you went through it for 4 years.
But
you know, those are like two different ways that going pre-med can go.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I finished all my requirements. You know, I went through everything. I did research. I, you know, shadowed doctors. I volunteered in labs. All that stuff. I did everything that you needed to do for pre-med, and I just don't think that's the way for me. So right now I'm shifting to other, you know, pursuits and other endeavors. But entrepreneurship is the move. That's everyone's dream. But, like, honestly, that is probably the goal right now, and I feel like it's more fulfilling for me and my personality type. So
no, it's actually really crazy that like you brought up last quarter, because we really did some soul searching, dude.
Yeah,
like,
we did. Yeah,
I think for a good week, I was like, I am no longer pre-med.
Yeah, for a good week.
Even though I had like the MCAT like a month later.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, wait, I gotta finish this stuff.
Yeah.
I can't just quit.
I can't just quit. Yeah.
And then after the MCAT, then I was like, okay, well, I'm putting so much time into this. You know, like. So, like, I don't know, you know, like, entrepreneurship is still really enticing. Like,
very enticing, yeah.
Like, it is, like, how you said, like, you know, like, it fits our personality really well. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, who knows, you know, if we come up with something really big, then...
We'll see what happens
5
years down the road, you know? But, yeah, that's a little about us, like, our journey here at UCLA. It's been, you know, very confusing and all that, but we're going to answer some logistical questions. So people often have this misconception of pre-med, I have to be a science major. Do you have to be a science major?
No, you don't. You really, really don't. I mean, you do have to take the requirements, though.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I know a couple people who, they were different majors, and then they just, all they did, actually, no, this girl came in, she was already what is it called? A surgeon for some type of specialty, I forgot. But anyways, what she did, she was like a history major or something. She just did her requirements in a community college, you know, got good grades, you know, because it's a little bit less difficult. Then the MCAT is also a lot of strategy, you know, like it is a lot of material, but like it's just basic stuff, you know, like it's more of like you can get pretty far in the MCAT just by strategies, you know.
No, yeah. That is
so
true.
like. Yeah. No, if you're really good, honestly, at problem solving, then you're fine.
Yeah, so I don't think it's required to be a science major. I mean, you do have to take the pre-med requirements, which are science major classes, but all in all, you can be any major as long as you take the required courses. You can do it, you know. Yeah. It's up to you. I majored in psychology coming into UCLA originally before I became a psychobiology major. So yeah, it's definitely possible. I just switched to psychobiology because a lot of the requirements were fulfilling those requirements, so I was like, okay, might as well kill two birds with one stone. So that's why I switched.
Yeah,
but
definitely not.
Yeah. Another question: is it possible to study abroad as a pre-med?
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Have you studied abroad?
No. I'm just kidding.
You cannot study abroad. You're stuck here forever.
You definitely can. Sadly, I missed my gap. You know.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely, like, if you want to go study abroad, it's something you should be thinking about, you know, early on, and like plan out when you should go. Mm-hmm. For me, like, it was like my second year, and I know you went to Sussex, you know, which was like amazing. I should have went with you guys.
Yeah, I should have went with us.
It was too late before I even knew.
Yeah.
And then the next year, I was like, oops, but I got to do this during summer. I got to work, and then your fourth year, and you're like, well, I graduated, or I got to start a job. So it's like, you just got to plan it out. But
I know it's very cliche for people to say this, but, you know, college does go by really fast.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when I was a first year and people told that to me, and I was like, what?
Yeah, right.
I'm a first year. What the? Now we're fourth years and I feel old.
Yeah.
We're both 21 now. It's scary. It's a scary time.
That being said, you should definitely study abroad.
You should definitely study abroad. Yeah, it's very fulfilling
you will
experience.
never get that experience again.
Yeah.
You know, like going with a bunch of college students, you know, like, you know, taking an easy class in somewhere.
Or a hard class like I did.
Oh, yeah.
I took 1 year's worth of physics in 8 weeks, which was killer.
Don't do that.
Do not do that, unless you don't care about your summer. But yeah, when I went, I actually had plans after to actually travel. Thank God I did that, because during the actual 8 weeks I didn't have time to really travel. But yeah, don't do that. But we recommend that you do study abroad. Definitely, it's a good idea.
Physics. You literally took 3 physics classes in one summer.
Yeah, 8 weeks.
That's pretty crazy.
2 months, exactly 2 months. Never again. So, what things are you involved in on campus?
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh man, just random thing. I'm just kidding.
Everything. Because we're just so good at everything.
Just random stuff. I mean, no, not just random stuff, but like, yeah. So right now, what am I in? Oh, I'm in Bruin Corps.
Mm-hmm. We're both in Bruin Corps.
Both in Bruin Corps. Yeah. It's just it's a tutoring job. You know, you go to under-resourced communities with high schools, and you try to help tutor them.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, actually. I like it a lot. I go to Watts.
It's very rewarding, I think. Yeah.
Then what else? Oh, I'm in research as well for the psychology department.
Super fun.
It's another story. Then what else I'm in? Oh, I'm a director of a club.
Oh yeah, he is
called
the director.
PPA.
Oh yeah. What does PPA mean? Come on, director. Pure something.
I don't know.
The director knows it. He just can't think of it right now.
Get that shit wrong. It's embarrassing.
We are cutting this.
Anyways.
We're not cutting this. Just kidding. We are cutting.
Whatever. Yeah, so PPA, and then what else I'm in? I feel like there's something else. Oh, I don't know. I'm helping a professor with a project.
Oh, yeah. Super cool guy.
What else am I doing?
You're doing a lot, aren't you?
What are those things? I don't know.
Yeah. Pretty much. It's pretty solid. What am I involved in? Oh, I work 2 jobs. I also work with Bruin Corps. Also interning at this pharmaceutical startup in Santa Monica.
Pretty bougie.
Like, we're going to the Oscars next week, so that's super fun. What else am I doing? I think I quit all my clubs. Thought that was a waste of time. I'm in research. I do research on fish behavior. I know, super fun. I just watch fish all day.
Help save the world.
Yeah, ecology is important.
One fish at a time.
One fish at a time. Conservation is important. Take care of the environment. What else am I involved in? I think that's it. That's all I can really think of right now. I think we've both been involved with different things over the years. This is just like what we're involved in
right now. Yeah.
But it's been a blur. There's been so many different organizations that we've been a part of. Yeah, it's crazy. But
we have some pretty solid resumes.
No, we do. I think we have really great experience. We have good extracurricular experience. We have good work experience. And he used to actually work for the dorms. Well, we both used to also used to work for the dorms. So you totally forgot about that. Like, he worked at the front desk of a residence hall called Hedrick Hall. Yeah, and I was like a social media guy, so I was like on the media team for UCLA housing, so I did a lot of coverage on that.
Dude, do you remember that one time where you came in and you're like, oh, I gotta take pictures of the Olympics because the Olympic people were gonna come take pictures?
When was that? Was that FSP?
No.
This
was like their second year summer, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh wait.
I don't know. Just funny. We just came together. It was two different work environments, and you came over here and I helped you, and I just
It was man, I totally forgot that was.
It's a fun little fact. The Olympics that are going to be hosted in LA, 2020?
2022, 2021,
something like that.
Something past 20.
Yeah. Anyways, the whole committee for the Olympics came to Hedrick Hall, and they wanted to see how the rooms looked. So we had to prep them the best way ever, and be so courteous, and voila, we actually did land. UCLA is going to be hosting a lot of the athletes, so yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome, Olympians. So, to get closer to the closing, I don't know how else to phrase that, but to get closer to the end of this podcast, I wanted to ask you, do you think it was worth it being pre-med, or do you think it is worth it? Or has it been worth it for you personally? What do you think? Let me rephrase that question. What do you think you missed out on because you're pre-med? Because I think that's a question that we can all relate to.
Well, definitely study abroad. That's one of them.
Yeah.
Like, if I could, I would do it this summer or the year after. Definitely, I don't know, maybe just small little, like social events, or maybe I didn't join this like fun club, just because like I know I needed to focus on, pre-med clubs and all this stuff. A lot of sleepless nights, a lot of finals.
Oh yeah.
A lot of sorrow.
It's very hard to get sleep during finals and midterms for sure.
But if it's worth it, I don't know. We'll see when it.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. I think for me, it'll be worth it once I get my acceptance to med school. Then I'll be like, it's 100% worth it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that, I'll be like halfway through med school and be like, like, what am I doing? I just feel like it's this little like block where I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna get in or not. So once that happens, then I think it'll be worth it.
Yeah. I also think it's been worth it for me. I don't think it was a waste of time or anything for me to go through everything, because I know people would probably think, oh, you went through all that stuff and now you're just going to quit out of nowhere. No, I think it was worth it. I missed out on a lot of different like outings and, intimate times with like friends and stuff like that, but I think it was rewarding in the fact like, okay, I was able to do it. I went through everything. I was able to, successfully get to the end, and now we're about to graduate, and I think it just shows like my work ethic, if that makes sense. I think I'm a hard worker, and I proved to myself, I have no one else to prove to, just myself, that I was able to go through it. And I think that's rewarding in itself, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, about being pre-med at UCLA, it's tough out here, not gonna lie. It's very cutthroat. Not cutthroat in the sense where people sabotage your labs or anything, but cutthroat.
Only for like 14A, it's kind of sort of like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like, it's cutthroat in the fact, like
some classes.
Some classes, because like there's a lot of students who are pre-med coming in as freshmen, and that's I want to be a doctor, I want to be a surgeon, blah blah blah, and there's a lot of them that come in. There's just not enough people, like not enough seats, spaces like
for pre-meds
to become
even just science majors.
Yeah, even for science majors, and it's very tough because everything's like graded on a curve, and being at UCLA, it's graded very harsh. Like tests are graded very hard. So most of the class, like it's curved like this, so maybe 50% of the class will get C's. Right, that's how the curve works. It's like a bell curve.
Maybe like 75% will pass. 25% will fail.
There will always be people that fail the class, which is like pretty disappointing. And I know other schools have like grade inflation and stuff like that. We don't have that. So like not everyone will get A's. Only like 10% will get A's, and that's why a lot of people drop out of being pre-med, because like it's statistically like really difficult to even get to the top 10% when you're competing with like hundreds of other students, and that's why. By the end of like your fourth year, a lot of people aren't pre-med anymore. And also like the opportunities here, I think, are very limited. We do have like one of the greatest hospitals in the world right next to us, yet we can't really do anything in those hospitals, right?
It's so restricted, it's so limited. Like every single pre-med is applying to like not even a good program, but just because it's Ronald Reagan, like it's like cutthroat, like it's just ridiculous.
Not to shade the program, but all they do is stand around and not do anything for hours.
I didn't say what program.
We're not going to say what program that is, but I never did it. But I think Rene has some experience with that. Tell him about that experience.
A different program, like
a different program, similar. I think there's like 3 or 4 of them, right?
Yeah.
There's this, and this.
So that's another thing. That's another thing I did. Volunteered at a hospital for a year. So.
Yeah, it sucks because a lot of the opportunities here, like with the hospital, like I said again, greatest hospital in the world, but you're just left just walking around. You're not really allowed to engage with patients. You're not really allowed to, under rare circumstances you are. But for the majority of the volunteers, they're not allowed to like touch the patients, interact with the patients, ask any like questions. They're just there to just be there, just for the resume building. And I don't feel like anyone learns anything after that program. Like, what do you learn? What have you learned?
Hospital etiquette.
Whatever that means.
It's a resume thing.
It's a resume thing. But that's one gripe I have about UCLA. I wish there was more opportunity for people who are pre-med to get, deeper exposure to it, because it's very hard to shadow doctors here. It's very hard to, get into contact with these people because you know, there's a lot of regulations in place and privacy concerns and stuff like that, which I understand completely. But it's just really hard for, you know, think about like the hundreds of pre-meds that are trying to find opportunities. Only like one or two will get.
Yeah, I know. It's like if you're top of the class, yeah, you know, there's a bunch of, you know, opportunities for you, you know. But what if you're in the middle top, you know, or like
exactly.
the not the top, but like right next to the top, you know, like what about you, like, you know?
Not to mention, you know, us being okay.
Well, we're all top students.
We're all top students. We all graduated top 10 of our class or whatever you want to, you know, say. We're the #1 public university in the world, so we're naturally just going to be competing with the best of the best. And what if you're not the best of the best when you're just like the worst of the best or the middle of the best?
Exactly.
Like he was saying earlier, it's just it's very hard. It's very confusing here at this school. But yeah, so this school, I think, is a culture. Nothing is really handed to you, which I appreciate. Like what I've learned is that you really have to be a go-getter at this school. You really have to, you know, put yourself out there to get these opportunities. Like, for example, like research labs. No one's going to look for you. You literally got to cold email these professors. Multiple professors. Like more than... Oh, shit. Okay. Back to recording. So there's multiple... what was I saying again?
Multiple professors.
Oh, okay.
I remember actually.
Oh, yeah. So, for example, when you want to get into a research lab, you have to be cold emailing multiple professors at a time. It's...
Talking about 10, 15,
20, and sometimes you won't even get a reply back. It's tough. It's tough out here, and I think it's for every major. Like, you really have to put yourself out there, and UCLA doesn't really baby you. They give you the opportunities, but it's up to you to, like, really reach for them. And,
but that being said, they're, like, you know, like,
Yeah, I guess that's it.
There's so much more to say, but we can leave that for next
I think we can leave it for the next podcast. There's a lot more to say about being pre-med here, but... Yeah, is there anything else you want to say about, like, any closing remarks or anything?
No, just, there's so much that we didn't say, you know, but, like, every step of the way, like, there's so many stories, so many, like, you know, life lessons and all this stuff, you know, that actually I would be really love to share, you know? Yeah. So. We can probably share that on the next episode of Couch and Chat. Well, Rene, thank you for joining me on the podcast. I hope you enjoyed the very first episode of Couch and Chat. Hopefully we'll be able to chat later again. Thank you, Jason. No problem. Thank you, everyone else. Of course. Well, peace out, everyone. Have a good day. Have a good night. Whatever it is, whatever country you're in. Peace out.